The emphasis is on being as quick as possible and taking as little punishment, and being a bit lighter would allow him to do that. He's a bit lighter than he was in his last fight at the minute. He's probably eased off a bit on the conditioning side of things, strength-wise. We do 12 weeks for his fights, so I can give him some days off during the camp here and there as we go. He's done 4 weeks with me in London before Christmas, boxing and cardio. So he's in good shape, sharper and a bit leaner than he was of late. Those are the words of Robert Mccracken, who is the trainer of IBF and WBA heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua. As you heard there, he's looking for Anthony Joshua to come in a bit lighter than he has been lately. Joshua came in at his career heaviest in his last fight against Carlos Takam, over 250 pounds, 18 stone 2 in English money. Most of us, myself and many other YouTubers and just you guys out there in the boxing public, have been saying Joshua's getting too heavy now. This extra weight he's putting on is really not functional. It's not helping him. It's more of a detriment than a positive. His promoter Eddie Hearn has said before that he thinks Joshua's too heavy these days. And now even his trainer Robert Mccracken is saying it. So surely with all these voices, it's unanimous that Anthony Joshua needs to bring his weight down a bit. But what's interesting in that quote there from Robert Mccracken is that he said Joshua's a bit lighter than he has been lately, and that he's probably eased off a bit on the conditioning side of things, strength-wise. So I take it by that. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I take it by that he is not present for Joshua's strength and conditioning. Now, many fighters have their boxing coach and then they have a different guy for strength and conditioning. That's normal. But a lot of times the boxing coach is overseeing everything. He might not be the guy that gets the fighter to do the strength and conditioning, but he's overseeing it to see whether he approves of it. Whereas with Anthony Joshua, how much input is Robert Mccracken really having over the strength and conditioning side of things? Is he even present? Does he even have any say over how much strength and conditioning Anthony Joshua does? I remember when Lennox Lewis was fighting, Emmanuel Stewart was very hands-on in terms of the strength and conditioning Lennox Lewis was doing. Emmanuel Stewart was very hands-on with many of the things the fighters were doing. When Thomas Hearns fought Marvin Hagler, Manny Stewart came into the dressing room where Thomas Hearns was preparing to go out and face Hagler, and Hearns was actually getting a massage. He was having his legs massaged, and Manny Stewart went mad. He started shouting at the guy who was massaging Thomas Hearns' legs. He said, "What the hell are you doing? Get the hell out of here. Don't touch him. Leave him alone." The reason he was saying this is he said that early in the fight, he didn't want Hearns' legs to be too relaxed because he'd be slower. This is what Manny Stewart believed. In his experience, a guy whose legs are too relaxed from a massage is going to be, he's not going to have that fast twitch element. He's going to be a bit more relaxed in terms of his legs and not quite as sharp. And against somebody like Hagler, he needed to have as sharp a foot movement as possible. So whether or not Manny Stewart was right or wrong, and he does blame Hearns' loss partly on the fact that he got a massage. And I'm not making this up, people. Go look it up. He did blame it partly on the fact that Hearns got a leg massage before he went out to fight. Whether or not he was right or wrong, the point being is that he was very hands-on with his fighters, and he liked to oversee everything. He liked to oversee the diet of the fighter, the strength and conditioning of the fighter, everything. Is Robert Mccracken that hands-on with Anthony Joshua? Does he even have a say? Does Joshua do what the hell he wants? in terms of strength and conditioning, and nobody can tell him anything? Is it just a vanity thing with Joshua? In that case, if it is that, will Joshua even listen to all these people who say that he needs to come in lighter? Mccracken says he's lighter. Apparently Joshua's posted stuff online saying that he's lighter. We have to wait and find out, because we had heard from Eddie Hearn prior to the Takam fight that Joshua was going to come in lighter than he was against Klitschko, but he actually came in heavier than he was against Klitschko. So we'll wait and see. But I think we're pretty much all unanimously agreed that Joshua should be losing a bit of weight. His muscle mass is too much. Robert Mccracken said there that Joshua ain't doing as much in terms of the strength side of his conditioning. I say it's resistance training. I don't know whether he's actually lifting big heavy weights all the time. Who knows? He claims that he doesn't, but the fighters say a lot of different things which aren't necessarily true for whatever reason. But certainly, I believe Joshua's doing too much resistance training, too much strength training. He needs to ease up on that, come in lighter. He's already a big guy. You know, he's not going to go from being this hulking wall of muscle to a Deontay Wilder in a couple of weeks. That's not going to happen. So we can ease up on the strength training, maybe lose 5-10 pounds most of muscle, and it'll be good to go. We'll still have plenty of physical strength left, plenty of punching power left, plenty of physicality. It's not going to be a big detriment to him, in my opinion. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Robert Mccracken's views here, whether he has that much say over what Anthony Joshua does in terms of his conditioning, his strength work, etc. Whether you think it's a good thing for a trainer to have too much say over everything. I guess it depends on the trainer. Drop it all in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel. And also, Joshua's weight could be tailored for certain opponents. So perhaps you think that against somebody like Takam, his weight might have actually not been too bad for that style of opponent. Or maybe an opponent who comes at him, you don't mind Joshua being heavier. But against somebody who potentially could be a bit more fleet-footed, and someone who we know has very fast hands like Joseph Parker, perhaps you think Joshua really needs in this fight to bring his weight down and close the speed gap between him and Parker. He's never going to be as fast as Parker, but he can at least close the gap a little bit. Let me know how you feel in the comment section. It's happening. I'm out.